Why are you so crooked?
Memory. Oh, okay, yeah. My apologies. I don't know if that's any better, but.
So good.
Memories Volume 11.
You could have just went like this.
True.
So this past fall we went apple picking and we got a lot of apples. Too many. We underestimated how many apples could fit in a bag, and we got 2 bags, and there were like 100 apples or something crazy like that.
Apples for months.
Yeah, and so we were like, okay, we should make apple pie because you can't see him. We should make apple pie.
That Megan.
That was a different memory. That was Volume 7. And so we're like, okay, we should make apple pies for like everyone, just so we can use up these apples because like they're gonna go bad soon, blah blah blah. And so, Lauren and Kara were in charge of making the pie crust, and I gave them my pie crust recipe that I normally use.
It was definitely my fault.
And
I did a good job though.
And I just like assumed that it would be like fine, and so I just went to bed.
Yeah, I was like, Noelle, like, you're really tired. You go to bed, like, we've got it. We'll make the dough. Don't worry about it. And in my head, I was like, how hard can it be? Like, I'm just following a recipe. Come on.
And no, they did a good job, right?
The dough was good. The
The
pies
dough-
were fantastic.
Yeah. And then, but then the next morning, you see, me and Kara were like, okay, we're gonna get started on like making the pie filling, you know, doing all the stuff. And so we start, like, Kara's like peeling all the apples, cutting up, and I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna start rolling out the pie crust. And I noticed we have 5 discs, and I was like, oh, that's weird because each recipe makes 2, and so there would only be like an even number.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, Kara, why is there only 5? Like, are we missing one? And because I think we were like, oh, we'll make 6 pie crust total, so like times the recipe by 3 or something like that. And Kara's like, wait, what? Each one makes 2? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh. So basically, they had times the recipe by 5, and so we now had like 10 pie crusts instead of like the 5 or 6 or whatever that we were planning on. So then we had to...
Which is like enough for 10 pies,
10
right?
10 pies.
5.
Like, we don't know that many people.
We only know like 3 people.
Yeah, and literally we spent the entire day, like, Kara had to make pie filling like 3 more times because we just kept running out of pie
honestly,
filling.
we had so many apples that it worked.
It did work
It was
out.
kind of good.
We ran out of pie tins. And so at the end, we made mini pies in muffin tins. We made 12 mini pies as well as the, how many?
7 regular sized pies. And I was going from like having never made a pie before to making 19 pies in like 2 days.
You became a chef, like, on the
So,
spot.
yeah, we had a lot of pies, and then we started going around and dropping them off at people's houses that we knew. So we gave them to some of our friends who live down our street and like on other streets, and then also our neighbor here because we had new neighbors and we really wanted to make a good impression and have a good relationship with them this time. So we gave them a pie. And then we also gave some of my other friends a pie who lived further away, so we had to drive to their house. And when we were planning to go, Noelle and I again, we're in this weird mood.
We had spent 7 hours making 19 pies, okay? We just wanted to live a little.
And our way of living a little was to plan a pie prank, which we were really excited about. Okay, so basically we hadn't told anyone that we were bringing over these pies. So when we were going to my friend's house to drop off the pies, we were like, we should like prank them. We should drop it on the doorstep and like run away so they don't know who gave them the pie. Actually, I think I wrote a note.
You wrote a note.
They definitely knew that it was me. I wrote a note, but I was just like, we're gonna drop it and run. Noelle's gonna start the car. I'm gonna jump in and just drive off so they don't see us.
So we like pull up besides the house. I'm like, okay, Kara. And so Kara gets out. She like puts it in.
I like look around.
Yeah,
to make
and then
sure
I see her in my rearview mirror, her
Oh
running.
no, because I got there. Okay, I got on their doorstep. I rang the doorbell, and then I sprinted.
And so I was like, oh shoot! I start the car, she opens the door, and I just hit the gas pedal, and we're just laughing our butts off.
And I was like, I bet I'm gonna get a text from my friend, and he's gonna be like, you should have just come in. Like, why don't you just say hi? And I got exactly that text from him. I was like, I knew this would happen.
But then Kara was all worried that like he would think that she like was spiting him for some reason. I was like, you're giving him pie.
Like, this
and
is
so
prank. I'm not gonna pray.
And so I told her, I was like, just throw me under the bus. Just say like,
Noelle's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, basically you were like, oh yeah, like Noelle like didn't like actually hates you and like
What? That didn't happen.
And I was just like, yeah, Noelle just thought it would be really, really funny. Like if we just did a pie prank, so surprise. He's like, okay.
But we did get really good feedback.
Oh yeah.
It was a
And
really
this
good pie.
friend is a chef, so like the opinion we value very highly.
We got a chef's approval.
Mhm.